Okay, so let us start. Let us start the dissolution part.
Okay.
And there is definitely some issue. Okay, no, it's okay. Cool. So, dissolution of partnership. Now, there is a big problem in the heading of this chapter, so it is sort of intentional. So, can you tell me what is the problem here? Dissolution of partnership. What is the problem in the name of the chapter?
Dissolution of partnership. Isn't dissolution of partnership firms?
Right, absolutely. Dissolution of partnership means a different thing. Dissolution of partnership means change in partnership. So that is retirement, death, admission of a partner. So dissolution of partnership means a partnership exists, but there is a change in partnership. And we have to cover dissolution of partnership firm. Okay, so just wait, I'll open another notes. So I made some changes and let me open the updated notes. Okay, bye. Aha, here. Dhruv, you just saw the notes of dissolution of partnership firm, just overview. So what do you think, which is the better font? This one or the one that you just saw?
But this one's all right.
This one is better or that one was better?
This one's all right. This one's better.
Okay. Okay, so dissolution of partnership firm, it basically means closure of partnership firm, right?
Yes.
And end of business relationship among partners. So a partnership firm gets closed and that is dissolution of partnership firm. So for example, there are three partners, or let us say there are two partners, Santa and Banta. And they had a major disagreement and they had a big fight and they have decided to dissolve the firm. So they are just closing down the firm. That is dissolution of partnership firm, that is closure of business, and it is different from dissolution of partnership, that is reconstitution of partnership. So let us say if they had a big fight and they, instead of closing the firm, they decided to admit a new partner, their another friend of theirs, and carry on the business and continue their thing and something like that. They had some problems and they decide to change their profit sharing ratio. So that would be reconstitution of partnership or dissolution of partnership. But if they close their business, that will be dissolution of partnership firm. Now, when Santa and Banta close their business, so what they will do? Firstly, they will sell all their assets. So all their assets are realized. Realized means sold. They will sell all their assets, right? Because if business is getting closed, it is pretty logical to sell all the assets of the business.
Yes.
And out of the money that they will receive from selling the assets, they will pay the liabilities.
Yes, settle the liabilities.
So the next step is all the liabilities are paid, and the remaining amount will be distributed among them in their profit sharing ratio.
Okay.
For example, they sell their assets and their assets are sold for rupees 10 lakh. They pay their liabilities and their liabilities are paid 6 lakh rupees. The balance that remains with them is 4 lakh. This is the profit from closing the business, and this profit will be distributed among them in their ratio, profit sharing ratio, and it is distributed because they are the owners, right?
Yes. So we have to make like a profit partners capital account.
Sorry.
Do we make a partner's capital account in this chapter?
Yeah. Yes. Bilkul. So have I mentioned this? Okay, I have mentioned this here. So for practical questions, Dhruv, there are two type of questions that will come in exam. First is preparation of accounts. You will ask to prepare the accounts, and in accounts you have to prepare 3 accounts. One is realization account. Second is partners capital account, and third is cash and bank account.
Okay.
So you have to prepare 3 accounts. There is no balance sheet in here, and I will tell you why there is no balance sheet. Okay. So there are 3 accounts that you have to prepare. That is the first type of question that can come in exam. You have to prepare the accounts. This will come for 5 marks or 4 marks. And the another type of question that can come in exam is journal entry based question. So this is a much easier type of question. You have to pass journal entries. So let us say if you have to pass 4 entries, that will be for that question will be for 4 marks, and pretty scoring and time saving question. 4 marks for 4 journal entries. But that will be scoring only if you know the concepts well. Okay.
Okay.
So till now I have discussed with you that what is the meaning of dissolution of partnership form. Basically it means closing the business. When a business is dissolved, assets are sold, liabilities are paid, and the remaining balance is distributed among the partners in the ratio. And the next thing that we have discussed is the questions that can come in exam from this chapter. There can be 2 types of questions: preparation of accounts, 3 accounts,
Journal entry,
and journal entries or journal entries. Okay, now a differentiation is given: dissolution of partnership firm versus dissolution of partnership. So it is a very easy thing, but this is important because this comes in exams. Okay, easy but important. So understand it really well and try to learn the main part of this as well. So what is the meaning? Meaning is very simple. It is closure of partnership and end of business relationship. And on the right side, dissolution of partnership, it is change in business relationship. Okay.
Okay.
So let me go to the last part first. Example. The last part. The example will is ABC are partners and they mutually decide to close the business. That is dissolution of partnership firm. And the example of dissolution of partnership is admission, retirement, death, change in profit sharing ratio. So in case of dissolution of partnership, the business does not come to an end. The business continues. Right?
Yes.
There is change in partnership, but the business still continues.
Yes.
Now, next, books of accounts. When a firm is closed, of course, books of accounts will also be closed. And in dissolution of partnership, books of accounts are not closed. Business continuation, business will come to an end in case of dissolution of partnership firm, and business will continue in case of dissolution of partnership. Dissolution of partnership firm can be voluntary. Voluntary is intentional, sort of voluntary is done by the partners. And it can be by court as well. So sometimes, let us say if Santa and Banta are partners and they decide to import guns, not import, smuggle. They decide to smuggle guns. And their partnership business is about smuggling guns in India or something like that, dealing into drugs. or doing some unethical activity. So the code will close their business and even impose penalties and punishments on them. So codes can also dissolve a business, right?
Okay.
So we see that, right? In corporate world, if companies are not abiding by the laws, the codes closes the companies and businesses. But dissolution of partnership basically means change in partnership. It is voluntary.
Okay.
It is voluntary. It is done by partners. Court will never say that this business is not doing well, so he should admit this partner. Court does not say that. It is the will of the partners to change the business they want to. Did you understand this point?
Yes, yes.
So dissolution of partnership firm can be done by partners or by the court, but dissolution of partnership is done by partners mostly. Assets and liabilities. In dissolution of partnership firm, assets are realized. Now, what is realized?
Realized means sold off.
Yeah. So the assets are sold. So in our example, Santa and Banta will sell their assets, right? When a business is closed. Right?
Yes, yes.
And the liabilities will be paid off. They will pay off the liabilities. But in case of dissolution of partnership, change in partnership, the assets and liabilities are revalued. You remember preparing revaluation account in case of retirement?
Revaluation account, yes, yes.
In case of death, in case of admission, change in PSR. So we prepared revaluation account. So assets and liabilities are revalued. They are not sold. Assets are not sold and liabilities are not paid off because the business is still. The business will continue. So they will not just let go of assets and liabilities. They will revalue them. They will revalue them to the market values. Getting the point?
Yes, yes.
Now, do you feel like your head is spinning or?
No, completely.
Okay.
I mean, I can understand.
Okay. Now, the next is order of payment of liabilities, how the liabilities are paid. So, Dhruv, this is also very interesting and logical. So, let us say there are two partners, Santa and Banta, and they have a lot of liabilities. So, they have three types of liabilities, the business. See, first liability is the liability towards outsiders. For example, bank loan, they have to pay to the bank, they have to pay to the creditors, they have to pay to the government. So they must have taken some amount from bank or creditors or maybe government. So amount is due to outsiders.
Outsiders.
So that is the first category of liability. Then they have their internal liability. Internal liability basically means the capital of the partners. Partners have given some money to the business, okay?
Yes.
So who do you think the business should pay first, the partners or the outside world?
The partners.
Okay. 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 Let me ask you a question. Okay, again in a different.
Oh no, wait. It would be outsiders first, because if they paid it to the partners first, like if their amount was like, what do you say, a bit higher than the payment to the outsiders, then it would cause it would cause the public or the outsiders to send the company to the court or something like that.
Yes, you are right. You are right. So the payment is always first made to outsiders, and the reason that you have just mentioned is absolutely correct. There will be legal matters, and secondly, it is sort of, I think, in an ethical way as well.
Yes.
So whenever we have to pay, we always try to pay to the outsiders first.
Yes, and then
So
onto the partners.
yes, so like it usually happens that we say that we may suffer internally, but we should not sort of harm outsiders.
Yeah.
So if there is some deficiency, the partners will adjust for that, take responsibility for that, but outsiders should not, we should not be harmed or should not suffer.
Yes.
Okay. So outsiders should be paid first. Okay. In another example, let us take another example. So in this case, there are three types of liabilities. So first is outsiders, second is partners capital, and third is partners loan. So another partner, let us say one of the partners, let us say Santa, have given loan to the business. So let me write this down. Okay. The liabilities of firm. The liabilities of firm includes three things. Number one is payment to bank. Basically, this is the outsider. The next is payment towards capital of partners. And third is payment towards loan of partner. So a partner, Santa, gave loan to the business in times of difficulty. He gives a loan, not capital, he gives a loan. Only Santa is given the loan. So what should be the sequence of payment?
Outsiders, loans, and then partners.
Partners capital. Right. So that is the concept. So a question can come in the exam, and the probability is very good that question for this will come. So remember that the amount will be paid to the outsiders first, then partners loan, and then partners capital.
Yes.
Should I ask a few more questions for this?
Oh, sure.
Okay. So let us say, let me tell you how a question will come in the exam. Okay. You'll get a better idea.
Okay.
I will not write down the complete question, so you have to listen to me a bit carefully. I'll write the numbers on the screen.
Okay.
So let us say a business partnership firm has assets of rupees 10 lakh. And liabilities of the business are rupees 15 lakh. Oh my God. So the liabilities are more than assets. So the business is definitely in loss. Okay, at the time of dissolution, there will be problems. The business will not be able to pay the complete amount.
Yes.
The outsiders amount that has to be paid is rupees 7 lakh. And the partner's capital is rupees 2 lakh. And the partner's loan will be of what amount?
6 lakh.
Very good. 6 lakh. So you tell me how much amount will be paid to whom?
How much amount will be paid to whom?
Yes. So when the bank will come for his money, bank will say, please give me my money. I paid you 7 lakh in times of when you needed the money, please give me 7 lakh. So will the firm pay the bank?
Yes.
So that will be paid, right? That will be paid in full?
Yeah, it will be paid in full.
Okay, 7 lakh is paid to the bank. Then?
Yeah. And then loan of the partners will be paid.
How much?
3 lakh.
Okay, and what about remaining 3 lakh?
The remaining 3 lakh will either be paid from the partners' pockets.
No,
like
actually.
From the reserve. No. Like the partners don't pay out of their pockets.
You can say that. You can say that. It may be paid out of the partner's pocket if the partners decide, or it may not be paid at all. It will become the partner's loss. So
So
if
like, do
hmm,
they write it off as paid, like the loans, or will they like keep it for later?
sorry,
No, like for the loans of the partners, right? If they're supposed to pay 6 lakh, but they paid 3 lakh, so the other
hmm,
3 lakh, do they like write it off as paid, or do they just keep it there? So then the future they can collect it again.
no, they won't be able to collect it again. So actually, it is a possibility that the remaining 3 lakh will be paid out of partners' pockets, but it
Mhm.
depends. Okay, if the partners have that much money with them, so they will pay. Otherwise, the 3 lakh will become the loss for the partner. He will not be able to receive it.
Ah,
If the other partner has any money, so he can contribute towards that. He will say that you had given the loan and you just got 3 lakhs, so let me give you some part of the loss that you have incurred.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that really depends. Okay, so it will be given, you will get an idea. So the concept is this: partners usually have unlimited liability, so that means their personal assets are also at stake.
Uh-huh.
So the loss that a firm is unable to pay, that is 5 lakh, this may be taken from the partners only in case they have their personal assets. So if
Okay.
they don't have personal assets worth rupees 5 lakh, so that will become the loss for anyone. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, in our example, let us say they don't have that much money. So loan will be paid of 3 lakh and remaining 3 lakh is a loss that will never be paid. And the capitals of the partners will also not be
Not be paid. Yes.
paid. You got an idea?
Yes.
So this is how a question can come. You just need to remember this. First is payment to outsiders, then loan, then capital.
Okay.
Okay. Then next is modes of dissolution. This is a complete theory part. So we'll do this quick.
Mm-hmm.
Modes of dissolution, how a firm can be dissolved.
By
So
code.
first is
Uh-huh.
code,
Uh-huh.
right? We covered this.
Yes.
This usually happens when a business, what? A business?
When a business is trial for unethical means.
Yes. So if a business breaks any law and the matter goes to the court and court decides, it would be
Mm-hmm.
best to,
Dissolution.
yeah,
Dissolve.
yeah. So business, the court will dissolve. In that case, a business is dissolved.
Mm-hmm. But with court, they have to pay a fine as well, right?
Hmm?
They'll have to pay fine as well, right?
Yes, they will have to pay fine. It depends what type of misconduct they have done.
Mm-hmm.
So they will have to pay a fine. They may also spend some time in jail or anything. It depends on the law.
Mm-hmm.
The next is on happening of an event. So some events are like they are such a major event that a business has to be closed down. For
Okay.
example, Santa and Banta were going for a vacation
Uh-huh.
on a plane. There
Mm-hmm.
are two partners, Santa and Banta, and they are going for a vacation on
Plane.
plane. And there is a blast. Boom. So there are no partners, and automatically no
Like,
partnership exists.
won't they like select new partners?
Who will select the new partners? The partners died.
Uh,
They just
I don't
vanished.
know. Secretaries,
Hmm?
secretaries. Maybe the government can issue new partners.
No, no, no. It does not happen that way. In if this happens that Santa and Banta are going and they just die, so what will
Mm-hmm.
happen? The business will be closed down.
Okay.
And yes, the business will definitely close down, and the business assets and liabilities will be sold. But assets will be sold and liabilities will be paid, and the profit or loss will have to be borne by, if a profit will be distributed to the families of the partners.
Okay.
If their families want to start a new business, they can sort of start a new business. If they want to continue that business, so what they will do is they will sort of close down that business, and on the next day again start that business, so under a new name.
Okay.
So but that business will definitely close down. Okay, so the first one is by code, the next one is on
Happening of event.
some event happens. Another event can be the partners did a business deal and the business deal went terribly wrong and the partners are insolvent. पैसा ही नहीं है partners के पास, समझ रहे हो?
Yeah.
So they have become insolvent. They are on मतलब street. They are क्या कहते हैं उसे, मतलब they are road पे आ गए हैं. So they have no money at all. So insolvent, bankrupt. So they have to close their business. Nothing is possible. Then next is mutual agreement. Mutual agreement is the most logical and most commonly used. They mutually agree, यार, let's close this, यार, हमसे ना हो पाए. Okay.
Yeah.
By notice means a partner will give notice to other partners that यार मुझे business नहीं करना है, so let us close this business.
Okay.
So there are three partners. It's a right of a partner to exit the business, and he can give notice at any time, right? So no one can force you to become a partner. So if I am a partner and I did well for 5 years and now I want to pursue meditation, and I want to get out of the business world, I will give a notice of my sort of resignation.
The resignation notice, yes.
Yeah, so I will say, bye, main ja raha hu. This is my notice. I am out of this firm. So I want this firm to be closed. So either I will retire and you guys can continue, or this business will close. So in the case the partner say, bro, you are such an important partner, we will not be able to do anything without you, and if you go, our business is definitely closed, and since you are going, let us close this business. That is dissolution by notice. So I gave them a notice and the business is closed. Let's say, for example, I gave them a notice and they did not close the business. I just retired. That will not be covered here, okay? Because that is not dissolution. That is not dissolution.
Okay.
So it is the case when a partner gives notice and the business is closed.
Okay.
Compulsory dissolution is also like the case that we discussed on happening of an event. So it is like a business has to be compulsorily closed. So in case all the partners die and something like that. So there are minor differences on happening of an event or something like that, but more or less they are same. So yeah. So an example that I can think of that will differentiate these 2 points. You know the term, you are understanding the meaning of the term compulsory dissolution.
Yeah.
So business has to be dissolved. There is no other option. All the partners die, all the partners become insolvent. So another example of this can be on happening of an event. That can be, let us say we were doing the business of something like tobacco or cigarettes, and suddenly cigarettes become illegal in our state.
Okay.
So an event is happening and
yeah, and then their sales goes down, and then eventually they get bankrupt.
Sales does not go down. The business is definitely closed because our business becomes unlawful.
Yeah, it becomes unethical.
Yeah, even if we want to, even if we have millions and billions of customers, we cannot do the business because it is sort illegal. So
Mm-hmm.
mostly that happens. You remember TikTok?
Yes.
So TikTok was doing well, and suddenly, I think,
Yeah, they got banned.
yeah, it was banned. So an event happened, and their business had. I don't think business was closed. I don't know what exactly happened, but yeah, you got the point, right?
Yes, yes.
So you need to remember these. So I think second and fifth are very similar to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So you just need to remember these points, and you must be able to write few points, few sentences about them in case they come in exam.
Uh-huh.
The next part and the most important part of this chapter is preparation of accounts,
Uh-huh.
realization account, partners, capital account, and bank account.
Okay.
So in this, I will explain you the main concept, and you need to do questions,
Mm-hmm.
practice some questions from videos, at least do 3 to 4. And
Okay.
you will find the questions here. I have given you this teachable link, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in video 1, so just skip to the question, and if you have doubt, let me know. I will tell you the video and timing of the question. So you will find, I think, one question in this. In every class, I am unable to we are able to do just one question.
Okay.
So I think one class we did 2 questions, but mostly one question. So one question in this, and let's say one question in this, and let's say one question in this.
Mm-hmm.
And in the last 2 we did sort of journal entries. So might be possible that we did one question in this as well. So you will easily find 3 to 4 questions, maybe 2 questions in a video. So yeah, you can
Mm-hmm.
do those questions in the video.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So let me tell you the concept. Now, I call this ninja technique. You remember the term ninja technique?
Yeah. Debit to credit, credit to debit.
Yes. So this is a technique that never fails, like a ninja. So
Mm-hmm.
if you follow this technique, you will definitely get the answer.
Okay.
Before that, you need to understand what will be given to you in the question. So your question will give you a balance sheet. This is what a question
Okay.
gives you, a balance sheet, and with that, few adjustments after the balance sheet.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so balance sheet is number 1 and few adjustments number 2. This is what question will give you.
Mm-hmm.
And what question will expect from you. First is realization account. They will ask you to prepare realization account. Then next will be, they will ask you to prepare a partner's capital account. And what will be the last one?
Bank account, cash and bank account.
Yes, partner's capital and cash at bank. So I'm just writing in short here. So what is the ninja technique? The ninja technique, the first step, there are only 3 steps. The first step is to transfer all the balance sheet items, all assets and capitals to their respective accounts. Debit will be equal to credit.
Mm-hmm.
So the first step is forget the adjustments, ignore the adjustments, transfer all the assets and liabilities, all the balance sheet, complete balance sheet to the realization account. So for example, all the liabilities will be posted on this side.
Okay.
So there is some issue in this. So oops. So all the liabilities will be posted here.
Mm-hmm.
Crisscross.
Yes.
Capital will be posted here.
In the cash and cash and bank.
No, in the partner's capital.
Ah, okay.
Reserves, they are part of capital. They will also be posted to the partner's
Partners
capital.
capital. Mm-hmm.
So complete left side of balance sheet is posted on the right side of accounts, the first two accounts. Liabilities on the realization and partners capital, capital on partners capital, credit side, right?
Yes.
And the assets will be posted on the opposite side, crisscross. And in assets, you will find cash and bank, that will be posted here.
What?
As in assets, you will find cash and bank, that will be posted in cash and bank account.
Okay.
And in assets, if you find any accumulated losses, that will be posted in partners capital.
Accumulated losses?
Yes, like advertisement suspense account.
How is accumulated loss asset?
They are shown on the asset side. We covered this in retirement as well, na? Reserves and accumulated losses. Reserves are on the left side of balance sheet. Accumulated losses are on the right side. Remember? Or no?
Kind of.
You remember?
I guess.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So reserves are on the balance sheet liability side. General reserve, workman compensation reserve, investment fluctuation reserve.
Okay.
And there are some accumulated losses like goodwill, deferred revenue expenditure, fictitious asset. So they will be on the asset side of the balance sheet, and they needs to be we need to write them off. They needs to be cancelled. We need to finish them. Okay. So in short, this is a very easy step. The left side of balance sheet will be on the right side of the accounts, and the right side of the balance sheet will be the left side of the accounts. So automatically the left side of the accounts will be equal to the right side of the accounts because balance sheet is equal. So we have posted the same. So the left and right side will also be equal.
Okay.
Getting my point?
Yes.
The next step is to pick up every adjustment and give its effect on the debit and credit side. Debit will be equal to credit. Again, debit will be equal to credit. So now you have covered the balance sheet. You will come to adjustment. So let us say an adjustment is we sold our asset. So we realized our asset. So asset is on the left side of realization account. When we sell it, we post it here. And this is, we post it once here and the next time is here. We post every adjustment 2 times. Like we will write by cash here and to realization here.
Okay.
So this will work if you remember some part of what we did.
Okay.
So do you remember? Yeah, forgot.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we pick every adjustment and
so is it
twice.
So is it like all realization settlement will be, if for example, like if you do the realization and settlement of assets and liabilities in the realization account, will those amount go in cash and bank account as well?
Yes. Yes, everything goes twice.
The realization of assets goes to the debit side of the cash and bank account and settlement of liabilities to the credit side.
Exactly. That is worth repeating. Realization of assets will go on the credit side of realization account and debit side of cash and bank account, and payment of liabilities will go on the debit side of realization account and on the credit side of cash and bank account. And after that, there is the last step. Balance realization account and transfer its profit or loss to partners capital, balance partners capital and transfer its balance to cash account. So what we are doing, basically, we are finding the balancing figure. Like we will find the balancing figure of realization account to profit or loss, something like that, and we will post a profit or loss to partners capital. We will find the balance of partners capital and we will post it on the cash and bank. Okay,
Yes.
and your cash and bank will 100% match.
Oh.
Yeah, in case bro you are getting confused and you are feeling like भाई ये क्या चल रहा है तो समझ नहीं आया end वाला तो, so it is just because थोड़ा सा time हो गया ना करे हुए ये, so we did this
Yeah, it's been time.
yeah way back. So just follow this, do some questions and you will get a good idea. Okay,
Okay.
try to allocate some fixed time towards this thing. Try to allocate around 4 to 5 hours and watch these videos at 1.5x if you find there is a need to do that. And
Okay.
okay, and then I will see you in the next class. Try to do 3 to 4 questions of this.
Sure.
Okay. Okay then, Dhruv. That's it for today.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Bye bye. चल मेरे भाई.